time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See the star on the field, you gon' meet D-Law. Thinking you an outlaw, we sending the predator. Jalen Smith scoop up the whole field, so how you gon' play here, bruh? If you release your dogs, we got a wolf hunter. LVE tackling Dutchman coming. If you hungry and trying to eat like Zeke, we'll send in a taco to sweep you off your feet. Now you deep in the woods, plus we got a couple Collins. They say time and pressure make diamonds, the hot boy shining. Clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. Gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. Top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gon' clock in. They say, defense wins championships. We're here in Dallas. We got a top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, clock in, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See my defense, they on the field right now. Yeah, my defense, they yelling 3 and now. Yeah, my defense, they don't like your quarterback. So my defense, all trying to get them sacks. With the ball in the air, secondary go to work. Byron Jones, he be there, he be lying, he be lurking. If you get past him, Jeff Heath gon' hurt him. Put the ball down, go ahead and run it. I got a hot front four when they coming. Plus we got the best linebacker duo in the whole NFL. We the hot boys sizzling on fire, come to give your team hell. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Go defense, go defense, gone defense, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. I know I said at the beginning of this track, man, that we had like a top 10 or like a top 5. Hot boys gearing up to be triple D, you know what I'm saying? Clock Dallas doomsday. Time to go to work. Listen what the hot boys tell them. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Smell fresh meat. Yeah, we all eating. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Smell fresh meat. Yeah, we all eating. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Yeah, I smell fresh meat. Yeah, we all eating. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gon' clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, gon' clock in, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See the star on the field, you gon' meet D-Law. Thinking you an outlaw, we sending the predator. Jalen Smith scoop up the whole field, so how you gon' play here, bruh? If you release your dogs, we got a wolf hunter. LVE tackling Dutchman coming. If you hungry and trying to eat like Zeke, we'll send in a taco taco to sweep you off your feet. Now you deep in the woods. Plus we got a couple Collins.
Thanks for watching West Coast. Go Cowboys.
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us with Dallas Cowboy Scout.
Appreciate it.
My man West Coast from this buck.
Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know, it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
Did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we are live in the building, man. How are y'all doing? We got 108 people off the muscle. You know what that means? Y'all locked in. Let me find out. Hey, shout out to the 100, but shout out to them 36s. Because we had some 36s and 37 people on the show Tuesday, Wednesday. So, if you was one of them 36s, them 37 days, you already know what we're going to do. Take your hand, cross your body, adjacent to your back, 3 taps. You know what you just did? Just tapped yourself on the back. And you earn that. You want to know? Because you roll with your team, man. But I ain't trying to make nobody feel uncomfortable. Go ahead, kick your feet up, get you something to drink. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nobody tripping. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. My pastor always says on that one Sunday, hey, say hi to that person that only comes to church on Sunday. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, shout out to everybody in the comments box, man. We are back in the building. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. You know what that means? That means you are halfway to the Dallas Cowboy. You're halfway to your Dallas Cowboy playing the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, man. So we are uber excited about this. And we're ready to get this thing going. I know a lot of you guys are still excited about that Rams game, but I'm sorry, guys. Unfortunately, we can't talk about that anymore legally. You know what I'm saying? We are contracted to now talk about this Cowboys and Philadelphia game. But we will defer back and forth because there was a lot of good stuff that happened in that game. What up with you, Veronica? How you doing, Dallas? Peppers? What up with you, William? What up with you, OG Carey? Buddha? What up with you, Buddha? Man, Buddha, can we make some money this week? Please. My wife is starting to ask questions, bro. Travis says, what up with you, man? Tamaris, Marcus, what up with your boss, Cowboy? Dwayne, Double D Dixon, got your DeMarcus Ware jersey in the mail today. Terrell, what up with you, Terrell Johnson? I appreciate you, man. Travis Banks, what's up with you? Latanya, how you doing, Miss Collins? Who we got? Carey, OG Carey, I see you up in there. Adam, Garshaw, what up with you, Adam? Hey, man, you've been rocking with your boy for a minute, man. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Travis says, Hog, Boss Hog, we Brady, baby. Okay, I get it. I got it. What up with you, William Keel? He says, America's team, you damn right. You know what I'm saying? What did it say? God bless America and nobody else. Calvin, what up with you, man? Rob Jarman, what's up with you, man? Sharina, how you doing? Darlene, how you doing? Them boys. Alfredo, what's up with you? Chris Marino, Jamez, what up with you? Nathan James Hightower, hey, I'm gonna salute you, bro. I see you in the trenches. You always be sharing my stuff. I even saw you get kicked out of a group. They banned this dude right here, Nathan James Hightower, a Cowboy group did, for sharing my video. They banned him. Bro, I got you. If you ever need a kidney, I got you.
What group? I won't be missed.
I ain't gonna be petty. I ain't gonna be petty and say stuff like, the Philadelphia Eagles have never beat Zeke. I'm not gonna be petty.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna be petty. Darlene, how you doing? Mike, what up with you? Jesse, how you doing? Who else we got up in here? Jamaz, I see you. Okay, so we got basically
I got a couple of people on my page, man. My boy Inga Johnson, he gave a couple of shout outs and he tagged some people and said, come to this page to learn about the Cowboy stuff. Obviously, I appreciate you very much, Inga, and he's a Texas fan, but he still loves football. We talk football. R.J. Stewart, Alfredo, Matthew Nash.
Hey, my boy Richard Fisher, he's a banger too. He be on the turf too. He be tagging me and all types of stuff and letting people know. So I appreciate you. Double salute.
Also, and then how do I sound? Because I'm testing a new sound. Just real quick, just say something about it real quick.
You testing a whole new system? Yeah, you mean Christmas came early?
Right, yeah, I got better sound now. So, but I'm testing it. Just if it sound better, say something. If it don't, whatever.
Yeah, sound good. You sound real good. Naomi, what's up with you? Steve, what's up with you? Rob, I see you again. Bobby, Jamal, what's up with you? Coach TJ, what up? Hey, if you a coach, you got to check in. I need to know position. I need to know location of where you didn't coach. I need to know your position of specialty. Why? Because we will be definitely hitting you up and asking you for your expertise. Why? Because we believe that this is a show about the people, and if you have information that can help us, like 2 weeks ago for the New England Patriots game, I put this whole formula together on how the Dallas Cowboys could beat these dudes, and it 100% worked. But it would have worked if we would have did it. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a coach in the comment box who reached out to me named Coach AJ who helped me put that plan together, for real, and it made sense. And the Cowboys didn't do it, and we lost. But hey, so check in, Coach. What's up with you, man? What's up with you, sir? Darlene, I think we done got everybody. Thomas Reed, CTX, Hard Hitters, my hitter. What up with you, man? I'm Mr. 311 myself. And then we got Rodney Harrelson. What up with you, Rodney? I got your jersey in the mail today, too. Mike Luna, what's up with you? Like, Mike been rocking with me for a long time, so I know he honest. He say the sound sounds good. We ready to rock. So let's go ahead and jump right into the day. You guys already know what it is. We always start the show off with star updates. Star updates are basically anything that's been going on in social media that has gotten y'all in a fret or made West Coast have to make a video because you was blowing my inbox up in a good way. I love it. But yeah, so I think one of the major things that we need to probably talk about is the possibility of your quarterback possibly being hurt. Now, you guys know how I go. I dropped the video on it already, and I appreciate you guys for sharing it. So since I dropped the video on it, and you guys it's already at like 1,000 views, and I appreciate that. I'm going to let Boss Cowboy. Boss Cowboy, what was your thoughts, man? What was your thoughts when you first heard the possibility of Dak Prescott being hurt? Do you think he's hurt? And what does this mean going forward?
First thing I thought, and I watched the play in which they said it happened, I feel like it's something that is not really real. Now, he's feeling some kind of way in his shoulder, but it's not anything to worry about at all. I've injured both of my shoulders. And I know when your shoulder, I know instantly, generally, even when it happened, when you hurt your shoulder. Because, see, shoulders is something that you don't just get up and walk away from. If you hurt your shoulder, the first thing you're going to see somebody struggle with is doing this.
Yeah.
And you didn't see that with Dak at all. You know, I think he's okay. And I think it's something right now that Dak is potentially trying to use. This is the first thing I thought. He's trying to use, to me, his shoulder as a signal to try to close out his contract deal. Because, you know, he's getting to the end of the season and he still wanting to be enumerated before the end of the season. And sometimes you got to kind of play the game. You got to let them know, hey, I control your season as well, Jerry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that you're ready to go into this game, that you need me, pay me. Now, will it work? More than likely, no, because Steven, you know, he's very, very disciplined on contracts. But that's the first two things I thought about is like, because he don't miss practices. And
he didn't miss practice today.
Exactly. So it's one of those things to where when you hearing this type of stuff, it's almost like they trying to put a word out there to try to put urgency in front office to get it done. That's the first thing I thought about. Because if he really had major shoulder issues, you would have saw it in the game. You don't have.
They said it happened on the 6th play of the game. I think there was like 72 offensive plays in that game, and it happened on the 6th play of the game, and he ended up playing 69 more plays.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think you're okay to go to school. That's all I'm saying. You know, the kid come to you.
I just don't believe it. Like, I really don't believe that it's serious enough as what it almost sounds like when they said Garrett said that, you know, he's struggling with it, you know, and struggling is a relative term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can almost put your own type of definition on that, and struggling could be, you know, that it's on his mind, right?
Yeah.
Or the way that they wrote it and the way they putting it out there is almost like, oh my God, he's not going to play.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Nelson Rivera. I see you on YouTube. Vato, what up with you? Aisha Foster, I see you too. Hey man, look, y'all know I'm a conspiracy theorist. Doom, 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 I'm gonna be honest with you. What I honestly think the Dallas Cowboys are trying to do is set us up for a Week 17 showdown with Cooper Rush and whoever the Washington Redskins decide to play at quarterback. I mean, it might be Haskins, it might be whomever. I don't think it would actually be Haskins. Why would you play your first round pick quarterback in the middle of this game? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what the Dallas Cowboys are really trying to set us up for. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to, if you have any thought in your head that Dak is not going to play in this game of this game coming up, then you don't really know who your quarterback is. Like, he's never missed a game in the NFL, and it's not going to be this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I think the Dallas Cowboys, when they put this information out there, remember, Dak is the same guy when Tony Romo said, he's concussed.
It's a concussion.
It's a concussion. Remember when Dak got hit on the sidelines? What did he do? He took some smell salt and went back in the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. You know what I mean? So, and to be honest with you, that's one of the privileges of having a quarterback that's kind of sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the good things about him is, like, he can play through those things. Now, it's crazy because Cam Newton is a bigger body. Yeah, Cam Newton, whatever. But I will say this. Dak's dedication and everything he's gotten, it quantifies in this game, man. Like, to be honest with you, like, Dak has never had more riding on his life than really, like, this game. Why? Because last year, he was just trying to get in the playoffs and possibly win a Super Bowl. This year, he's trying to win a Super Bowl and get paid in the same year. You tell me which one is harder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this Philadelphia game, Dak going out there and playing well against this Philadelphia team, who he historically plays well against, right? It makes sense. And that's why when we go to the next subject, you're going to see why I believe that. Shoot, even though we've been leading with Zeke and we had 200 yards rushing, we need to throw the ball like it ain't nothing this next game. Want to know why? Because the Philadelphia secondary is worse than their defensive line. It's probably worst secondary in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So, that's, I look at, and then also they had pictures out today of Dak Prescott at practice, and now they said that Cooper Rush took 70% of the snaps. Well, you know what? It makes sense. Like, Cooper Rush should play 70% of the snaps because if you think about it like this, these next two games have the ability to get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Because Philly is barely scoring, and then they had to take, the Giants, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say a professional team just willingly lost the game, but it was just weird. That's all I'm gonna say. It just started getting weird toward the end. You know what I mean? And
it looked like it. It looked like it. For those of us who play, especially in key moments, and you don't even have to play to understand this. When Ertz keep coming free and he's pretty much your best target, I just don't believe a defensive coordinator is that dumb. And West Coast said something, that's why he brought this up. He said something yesterday. When you think about what's at stake of winning meaningless games, sometimes it's in your best interest to go ahead and tank them. And it's almost like you tanking them anyway by not playing Jones.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because normal minds say play your rookie quarterback, right? That was your first rounder and give him all the developmental reps. The fact that you're giving Eli a farewell tour, pretty much, how serious are you really about winning your games and developing your quarterback? So I don't think it's far-fetched what you just said in terms of it did look funny, especially when you get a big lead on a team that's depleted like Philly, and then you let them in by not even taking
covering their best target.
Right. And it's like that was pretty much almost their only threat at that time was Ertz. And you let him go off, especially the game-winning throw. Ertz came free. Like, come on, bro. Like all of us know the biggest threat on the team. Like, all of us that ever play defense gonna always know first who's the biggest threat and to stop that first. And he came free on the final throw. It was like one of the easiest throws.
Carson Wentz.
So, no, it's a good point in there, man. And so I don't think they're gonna let up on us at all, Philly. I think you got a point. I think if it's competitive in the first half, they gonna fight it all the way through. But if we get away from them, they gonna go ahead and start going into a contingency plan and getting ready for the draft.
And that's why I said, like, it made sense. This is a team that Dak Prescott's, over his career has played the best ball against. So it's like at this point they're all in shape, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if Dak just goes to practice and stands there, he could just get mental reps by just watching. Because there's nothing physically that honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. And I know this is crazy, but I need you to rock with me when I say this. At this point, the less contact at practice is actually better. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they're going in to preserve yourself for Sunday. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't even know. The NFL only allows teams to have 15 padded practices anyway. So imagine this. Imagine being limited at a practice where you're only wearing a helmet. Like, you're not doing anything anyway. You're going through plays. Like, at this point of the season, that's all they're really doing. Is execution, install. Okay, we're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't like it when you do this. So we're going to install plays in our offense that goes against what they don't like to do. We're going to install plays. But they're not out there banging on each other. Like, this ain't high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't out there banging on each other. So it's like he was limited at a practice where they already weren't doing much. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zeke had, all he had on was helmets. That's all it was. Helmets and stuff to stay warm. So I think right now it's like, as long as Dak is out in the elements, I think he's fine. Like, because, it's going to be cold in Philly. I don't know I don't know if it's going to be snow and stuff. Hey, one of my scouts, go jump in the comment. Hey, jump in here, please. Go to Philly right now. Let me know what the weather's going to be, what it's projected to be, so we can have more of an accurate approach. But yeah, man, Dak don't got it, man. At this point, them dudes ain't really got to do nothing. Like, at this point, at practice, they're probably going like 70%. Like, they're not even doing 100%. You go 100% on the game. Why? Because at this point, if you might have lingering injuries, you can reactivate those in practice. So they're not going to do that. They're going to take a chance on that. And my last thing I'm going to say about Dak Prescott on this is this. Man, if you have a check engine light machine at your house, anytime your car or something was wrong with it, even if it was small, you'd put it on there. Why not? You got the machine. Now, does that mean that something's wrong with it every single time? No. Now, if I hear about my neighbor going to the shop and paying someone to check his engine light, I'm going to think something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, his car, probably something's wrong with it. But me, since I have accessibility to the machine, it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that everybody on this team gets an MRI at least some point. Why? Because you have the $1 million machine. Why would you not use it? Like, it would be a waste of usage. And then think about this. That's why Jerry Jones, honestly, like, he is very smart when it comes to stuff like that. Because it's like, why outsource an MRI when you can have it right there at practice? That means you don't got to wait for results. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to wait. Like, I remember back in the day, they would get a test on Monday and we had to wait for Tuesday to come back. Why? Because you had to get a doctor. No, bro. They test you right there. And guess what? How many MRIs happen? The funny thing about it to me is, how many MRIs do you guys think happen that we never even hear about? And you want to know why? Because who cares? Hoom had an MRI. Who cares? Dak Prescott, oh my God. Remember, they did the same thing with Amari Cooper, and he ain't missed a game. You know what I'm saying? They used the machine. I mean, to be honest with you, that's what Jerry Jones, that's what he got the machine for. Situations like this. Instead of going and paying someone $100,000 for an MRI, because they are pretty expensive. I had one on my knee. And I don't know if they're $100,000, but that whole process is very expensive. You know what I'm saying? And imagine that times 100. Because you take up to 96 players in a training camp. So it just honestly, it makes perfect business sense. Because at some point, think about this, boss, the machine will pay for itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not even worried even a little bit about that. The only thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, the most thing that I was actually worried about was his finger.
Oh yeah, because that's the point that actually touches the ball.
Right. So it's like touch, like
the shoulder. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't work. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not worried about his shoulder because I'm confident that it worked. If your shoulder was already like in a bad place, we would have known that immediately.
Thank you. That's exactly because the surgery is like that's just how your shoulder is. If it's working, it's working.
If you can get, especially when he threw that 60-yard ball.
Thank you.
So not saying that he doesn't have pain, but it's not anything significant enough to feel like if the MRI was precautious.
Yeah. It's like being an adult. At 30 years old, you can't drink milk anymore. At 35, you start getting aches and pains. This is something you just got to deal with, man. It just kind of comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to say one more thing, too, because they do have to be smart on how they use Dak. Because if his finger is having issues, one of the most important things you want to do on a fractured anything is rest and let it heal.
That's good for him not throwing the ball. That makes sense not to throw the ball.
Yeah, so that says, even if this was a game that said that we should throw it more, this is almost like this is a game where you want Zeke to earn his money.
Yeah, because the deep, I know why you're gonna say that. Can I the reason why I believe it. The reason why I believe it is because for $90 million, even though the film says you should freaking throw the ball, if you can't throw the ball, your running back should go win you a game.
Yeah, you should try to limit as much as possible that throwing, because even when he's catching the ball or he's getting away from pressure or he uses his hand to maybe try to bounce off of the turf.
It's gonna be 47 degrees.
Yeah. So all of that kind of stuff is risking him healing for the playoffs. So this is a game to where you really do as much as possible want to become a game manager, where game managing would be way better than actually allowing him to just go out there and go at it aggressively, because you want to be honestly kind of conservative a little bit in this game because of his finger, right? Because you want him as much as possible healthy going into the playoffs. So how they actually script the first 15 plays and how they actually plan to attack Philly is going to be exponentially important, because you got to manage Dak's health as well as go in ahead and win the division. And there's maybe a couple of ways to go about that. Maybe you say, look, let's go balls out and let him air it out, and let's get this out the way, and then we'll let his rest be the Redskins game.
Because the film says you should throw the ball.
Yeah, the film says throw the ball.
The film says, that's why Dak has career-wise great games against Philadelphia Eagles. Right. Their secondary is trash.
And historically, Zeke gets off on Philly.
Yeah, but it always starts from the pass, though. There's always a big pass play against Philly when we play them.
True. Yeah.
Amari Cooper had his best game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they open up on Philly. So, so that's, in terms of my thoughts on that.
All right, Cooper should earn some money, too, because you got to see it like this. This is also a situation where, I still believe that, even though Zeke should win you a game, I can't, if he can't, and I'm not saying if he can't, but it's like, if that's stopped, then I have to be like, well, I already knew it was stopped. Why? Because the film said you should be throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I still want to go out there and want to lead with the pass, because the pass, in my opinion, we don't got to throw the ball deep. These guys aren't, Amari Cooper he broke Rasul Douglas on the sidelines. And then he hit the other dude on a little slant play. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, some of the most memorable touchdowns against the Eagles were just flat out missing tackles or them just getting loose. So, I think we could definitely keep if Dak is only throwing about 5 to 10 yards as far as, getting the ball out there, I still think we can still beat these guys with the pass game. Because, man, I'm going to tell you right now, if Amari Cooper's lined out there and healthy, you're not going to tell me that the Eagles' defense is not somewhat intimidated by them. His record says that they should be somewhat intimidated by him. And I'm just being real with you. What he's done to them. This deep, and I made a video about this. The Philadelphia Eagles, Carson Wentz has a Dak Prescott problem. They really have a Dak Prescott problem because they can't beat this kid. You know what I'm saying? The cool thing about Zeke is Zeke record even better. Zeke 5-0 against the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's and it was funny too, because we were talking about, I forget what the hell we was talking about. We were talking about the Baltimore Ravens. And boss said a comment. He said, it's going to be a team in their division that's going to teach you how to beat them, because they're going to, that's what because they're playing them the most. And we realized this, man. When you're building a team, you're not really building a team to win a Super Bowl. I know people are like, oh my God, what do you mean you're not building a team to win a Super Bowl? No, you're building a team to win your division. That's what you're building your team to do. Because if you build a team to win your division, you get in the playoffs. Well, gives you the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And to be honest with you, if you think about it, that's why Tom Brady never retired. Because look at his division. Tom Brady, Buffalo's pretty good now. Oh, yes. Sorry. But, when you're playing the Jets, Miami, And I just forgot. In Buffalo, they've been trash for 10 years. Why retire? I guaranteed playoff game at home to start the playoffs off. Think about that. So theoretically, all you gotta do is win a game at home, and then go get lucky somewhere else. And you're in the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think we go. I think we go into a very motivated Philly. It's going to be the first 15 plays going to look like war. You know, I mean,
they're gonna give us a hard. I think they're gonna give us a hard. That defensive line is still gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. All the way honest with you. I've been watching their secondary. They better than the first start of the season. They got some second. They got a better second half legs now. They covering way better, man. You know, so it's one of those things that I know they don't match up with us, but it's not going to be, at least in the first half, in my opinion, just kind of like a giveaway. You know, they not going to just lay down and give up plays.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of people keep saying that our division is weak. Our division is not weak. What our division is a baby. Like, the oldest quarterback in our division is Dak. He's 26. Been in the league 4 years. Like, it's not that our division is babies. I mean, that our division is weak. You got Washington, baby quarterback. Giants, baby quarterback. Carson Wentz, he can't even stay healthy. Like, that's what's really going on with our division. Our division, everybody decided to do a rebuild at the same time. That's what happened. Like, everybody in our division is rebuilding right now. That's real.
I would say Philly is built. They're built. I think Philly needs
a new quarterback.
They need a better strength and conditioning coach and better trainers. Because remember, we went through that injury bug in 2017, and the first thing we did in the offseason was fire the strength and conditioning coach because we was having a lot of injuries and hamstring issues and stuff like that. And immediately we saw the effects going into 2018 and 2019. So Philly, the injury bug, and especially when they hit your team so overwhelming, and when they're not able to come back, that's generally your strength and conditioning and your trainers. Your trainers are the ones that get them back on the field. Your strength and conditioning coach is the ones that keep them from getting injured in that training room, you know? So, like, Philly is really built. Like, if Philly would have been healthy, that's a real talented team. Like, super talented, you know? And they still, to a degree, got some danger to them. Because a lot of people, they trying to lull us to sleep, right? They trying to say, oh, Wentz ain't got nothing. He's out there with straws. But they not saying that he's out there with a top 3 tight end. And Dallas Goedert is a type 10 tight end. And they not saying that Ward is really just as good as their number 2 and number 3 receiver. You know, they still pretty dangerous. And they have good coaches. So it's one of those, and we know their coach is going to be aggressive. They go throw the book at us. They go do trick plays. They go throw all kind of challenge flags. They go for it, right? So it's one of those things to where they trying to lull us to sleep. The way that you always kind of like Dallas coming in as the underdog, always. But what they trying to do is make us feel like we got this in the bag, you know. And if we come out there flat, we gonna see a different side of Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, my thing is this: the Dallas Cowboys also have to show some maturity too. You know what I'm saying? Because in sheer life, if you're a better team, you at some point have to take your reins as the better team and execute. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you can come in like a boxer is not going to be the underdog when he's goddamn 39-0. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you got to understand that you're the better team and impose, not necessarily impose your will, but do the film so that you're able to impose your will. So that's why I'm saying right now, it's like, even if Dak can't play, like I still think that throwing the ball is still Cooper Rush can throw the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, their secondary, in my opinion, like, and with Ezekiel Elliott, like, I don't necessarily think it's gonna be that much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? So if there's a situation where Dak can't throw the ball, I mean, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? This secondary is not good one-on-one, and not even on that. We haven't beat them as far as deep ball throwing. Everything that we beat the Philadelphia Eagles is all underneath. It's more on my wide receiver than it is them covering. Can any one of them stay in front of Amari Cooper at this current point? No. And can any one of them stay in front of Amari Cooper, in front of Michael Gallup at this current point? No. And one thing about their corners that is something that you don't like is, bro, you don't have. If you look at all their corners, man, they do so much shuffling around that you don't have like a parity or a tandem. One thing that you're starting to see is when Jordan Lewis played well. Now Cheeto's starting to play well.
Yeah, it's true.
Because that's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to toughen each other. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're not throwing at me, they're throwing at you. That means you're getting more reps. That means you should be getting better. And that's why you see, think about this. Guess who was your number 1 and number 2 leading tacklers were last week? Jordan Lewis and Chidobe Awuzie. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I say, like, I'm putting this on my core. My wide receiver core 4 deep, man. They don't got no one that's going to line up against them. And I also believe at some point they're going to have to bracket Amari Cooper. Because he dropped 180 yards on you. That's why.
Yeah, shit. I hope they do that this game.
But you get what I mean? Like, bro, you can't tell me in their bracket means double coverage. Like, I do believe that when Amari Cooper has put up the numbers that he's put against you, bro, you have to. You have to. Or what are you going to do? You really going to say, Jalen Mills, you know that dude that burned you? Yeah, I need you to man up on him. No, you're not going to say that. No. You couldn't even be confident about saying that.
No.
And they don't have a corner that can travel. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to bracket them. That means your safety is going to go over there because they're not going to use a double corner. They're just going to put the safety on top. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to run Michael Gallup right up your butt.
And it's a couple of areas to where I honestly feel that they've actually gotten better, even through injuries. Like, everybody knows Jordan Howard is out, right? But how can you watch the last couple of games and not say that Miles Sanders and Boston Scott is actually better in the running, at the running back? I don't see how you can watch Greg Ward out of the University of Houston play in the slot and not say that he's not better than Nelson Aguilar. So it's a couple of areas, because, see, they trying to play it down, in my opinion, right? Because they trying to say, oh, poor Wentz, he got practice squad players. But guess what? Cole Beasley was a practice squad player. But when he got on the field, all that was out the window. It was about, can he play?
Exactly.
And when I'm looking at these guys play, and I'm just talking about how they play, Scott can play, and Miles Sanders can play, and Greg Ward can play. J.J. Arcega, we should lock him down. So you was coming from the offensive perspective. I was almost looking at the defense perspective. So if I go over to that side, we look so much better than them on paper. On paper, like, absolutely. And then I'm looking at the injury report. Fletcher Cox is questionable. Obviously, Derek Barnett. So even their best and their go-to guys that you usually they lean on to try to put pressure on the quarterback out. Yeah. And one of their best corners questionable. So it's like they so banged up right now.
And something else I saw too, boss, who I think who could have a huge game. Freaking Blake Jarwin, bro. Like, this is a game where I would love for them to try to use their tight end on tight end. And, okay, we're going to use ours.
They going to use their tight end.
They don't, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Dallas Goedert is slowly, like, creeping up. Like, he's a top 10 tight end that nobody really kind of peeping. I ain't going to say nobody. But me, I'm watching him, and he's on a major rise. So they go come out with those two tight ends, and I know we got the answer to Ertz. We are, because we've been doing it the last 2 games. We go take Jones, we go put it on Ertz. It worked the last 2 games. It's gonna work again. Now, if it was a place to pay Jones, if it was just go cover all pro tight ends, that would be where you pay him, because that's where he makes his money. Right? When you put Jones on all pro tight ends, he shuts him down. That's where Jones the man. So we got that answer. Who's the answer?
That sounds like a safety, brother.
Huh?
That sounds like a safety.
Right on. But so who's the answer for Dallas Goedert, though? I'm asking you, who's the answer?
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It'd be Jeff Heath. Like Xavier Woods don't got the body for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And yes, Xavier Woods can cover him, but if it's on a third and 6 and he meet him at the 5, he's getting the first down because he don't got the body for it. You know what I'm saying? So I salute the fact that Xavier Woods hasn't been injured as much. You know what I'm saying? The last safety we had that was kind of like him, Barry Church, stayed injured.
Yeah.
Broken forearm, broken this, broken everything. You know what I'm saying? Man, having weight at the safety position, that must mean something. Especially when you're the last line of defense. Yeah. But I mean, Jeff Heath going to have to cover, man. And I'm hoping they finally give my boy Donovan Wilson some opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is about his game that they're not preferring over, Jeff Heath and even over Thompson. You know what I'm saying? I like Thompson, but Thompson's not a cover. Thompson's a thumper.
Yeah, and I would say this too, man, just being all the way honest with you. I think the low-hanging fruit on our defense in terms of if we wanted to make any last-minute changes right now, it would be Xavier Woods. Because it's a lot of people like to point their fingers at Jeff Heath. And yes, Jeff Heath is an average to below average safety. But you are absolutely not watching film if you still co-signing for Xavier Woods.
Nope. Not after 7 tackles. I ain't letting that go.
Yeah.
If Dak Prescott missed 7 wide open passes, y'all would be screaming, crucify him!
Yeah, and he's just...
For real, on my mama.
This is where we can't have favorites, because a lot of people, they like Xavier Woods because they bet on him, right? In the offseason, there's a lot of people that was like, I feel like he's going to be an all-pro.
Somebody actually said that he could be our Earl Thomas. I remember that.
Yeah. Look, obviously we're not rooting against him, but we were just calling it like we saw it. West Coast and I was saying all offseason, if you go watch the film, don't just focus on the Rams in the playoffs and the last play that Jeff Heath missed. Don't just focus on that. Go back and also look at who was missing those tackles when Gurley was getting back there.
Exactly.
It was Xavier Woods, and it was a lot, and it was all season last year.
Yeah, he had a touchdown that was 100% because of him. He met Ty Gurley in the gunway. The gunway is when the gunway is when everybody got their own term for it, but we're in my program where we was at, we called it the gunway. And basically what it is it's when 2 men with guns meet themselves in the hallway and somebody gonna have to shoot. You know what I'm saying? And basically what it means is when a defensive player is coming downhill and they're running and that line opens and you clearly see that running back and he clearly see you. You know what he did? He stopped. And Todd Gurley, yeah. You know why he stopped? Because he didn't want to go head up with him.
He didn't want to go head up.
He didn't want to go head up with him. He wanted to side tackle him. And he turned his body to the side, and Ty Gurley said, boy, you tripping. And ran right past him for a touchdown. That was the second touchdown of the game.
I saw him a couple of times straight up dodging West Coast. Like, dodge him. Like, get out the way.
Like, he'll knock you out if you ain't looking, but if you looking, you got a fair fade.
And see, Jaquez said Woods has regressed. I'm going to be honest, Jaquez. I don't really think he regressed. I think he just who he is. I think that's who he is. He's somebody that we said last year, he makes business decisions when he's on the field. And safety's got to have a screw loose. They have to. You can't be somebody that's worried about yourself when you're playing safety. You got to be crazy in the head to a degree. What was the first thing me and West Coast said to Roy Williams? Because Roy Williams came on the show, we was talking to him, and you can't look at Roy and don't see crazy. But when you talk to him, he's very well-mannered. he looked like he wouldn't hurt a cat. I say, bro, where'd that come from? And he was like, bro, I was raised like that, playing, and I learned to hit like that because we used to play on concrete. But when you look at Woods, you don't see somebody that's going to really go up there and take you out. You don't. And he doesn't. And that's why you see him a lot of times going there and he'll just throw a shoulder and they bounce off of him because he's not really serious about doing damage.
Yeah.
Now, compare that to Donovan Wilson and that hit that he put on Cook. When was the last time you saw somebody, one of our safeties, hit a receiver that caught the ball, saw him?
Did they give that as an interception? They didn't give Marsh the interception for that, huh?
I thought they did.
No, it says in the stats he didn't have an interception.
Yeah, sometimes they don't record their stats right. I caught that a couple of times, but that was an interception.
Yeah, that's because I thought we had 2 interceptions. I thought Sean Lee had one. I thought
That happened a lot of times. They don't record stuff right. It be stuff that's literally that happened in the game. I saw one time Tank get 3 sacks.
Yeah, because
they gave 2.
Yeah, because I was tripping. I was like, wait, because I was looking for that play today because I was about to make a video for Donovan Wilson. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking for that specific play, and I couldn't. I'm like, wait, time out. It was on Marsh Lillard's interception.
Yeah, but when was the last time you saw somebody, West Coast, like one of our safeties, go up there with a guy that you know caught the ball, that see you, not like what Woods does. Woods will hit you when you don't see him, and then everybody be, ooh! No, I'm talking about where he looking at you and you looking at him, and Wilson.
And he wasn't trying to hit you; he was trying to hit the ball.
He was going for the ball, and he knocked the ball out. Which was a touchdown. That's a hitter.
Like that's a pro play, bro. That's a freaking pro play.
That's what you call a hitter.
That's what you call a pro play. That's an Earl Thomas pro play.
Yes, he got the
That's
ball.
a professional. And when we call pro plays is this. A pro play is this because everybody's a professional. But when everybody's a professional, that means everybody's on zero. When you do plays that put you here in a league where everybody already is professionals, that's a pro play.
Yeah.
And the scouts, I say, if you can do it once, you could probably do it twice.
And then that's also that's also in his A&M resume. You can't.
Man, that boy had 5 interceptions in a high school game when he was in 10th grade.
You can't go watch him at A&M and not see him going up there.
5 interceptions in 10th grade in one game.
Yeah,
why did that happen? I don't know.
Adam said Darren Wilson. I would agree that it's been that long. And Roy Williams. That's the last time you saw safeties to me. That's on our team. Really go out there and make a crushing hit like that. And this gonna sound mean, but this is the honest truth of the game. It's a good thing when you see a receiver getting up slow from a legal hit. That's the game. It's violent. It's nasty. You go say, "Boss Cowboy, you're mean." You should pray for that guy.
We do. We actually do. Every time a player goes down, I say a prayer if I see it, no matter what team they're on.
Yeah, I pray for you, but I hope you get better after the game. When you a dangerous number one like Cook, you supposed to hit somebody. So
that was in the 4th quarter. That was in the 4th quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fourth. Yeah, it was the 4th quarter. So, like to your point, West Coast, I think we putting too much as a fan base, kind of like the bullseye on Heat, when the real bullseye on improving us, Xavier. Because, see, I don't want us to get obviously, because, see, blowouts can kind of hide stuff too, West Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we blowing teams out, you might not notice that Jarwin didn't get enough snaps. And you might not care, right?
Like y'all didn't notice that Amari Cooper only got 2 catches.
Right. It's stuff you don't notice.
You don't notice that, right? You didn't notice that. Nobody really noticed anything about this. It's so funny because Amari Cooper got 2 touches. He got I'm making a video on this tomorrow. But Amari Cooper got 2 touches in this blowout win, right? And nobody said nothing. He got 2 touches in the rain with wind in New England. And y'all said he got shut down by Gilmore. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy to me.
I'm going to tell you somebody else that could go in there and play for Xavier. Josh Jones. Like when they did that fake punt, Josh Jones got that ball out. Like, so the guys that call turnovers.
Josh Jones, our safety we brought from free agent we brought from Green Bay. Was it 3rd round pick?
2nd round pick.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's a freak. Like runs a 4.41. Like if you get a safety that runs a 4.4, you hardly see that. That's cornerback speed.
Yeah, he a banger too.
And that's why I brought him up. That's why I brought him up, because how can you watch Xavier miss 7 tackles and you got a guy on your bench? Because, see, we went through this same battle with Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis, where we was lobbying for Jordan Lewis. Nobody can say that we was wrong on that, West Coast. Nobody can say we was wrong on that now. You just saw Jordan Lewis go against some of the best receivers.
And I told people, hey, man.
Hey.
I told y'all a year ago Jordan Lewis was the best defender on this team, and y'all crucify West Coast. It's Byron Jones. PFF said it. He slapped yourself. Slap yourself back for the 2019. Some of y'all tripping. I told y'all, man. Now I get irritated. I ain't gonna say I get irritated when people send me. Don't send me nothing on Jordan Lewis. Why? Because it irritates me, bro. So, Jordan, look at this article, bro. Jordan Lewis is the Dallas Cowboys' best defensive player. I just be like, bro, are you kidding me? I got the dang T-shirt of the Jordan Lewis Foundation was founded by myself and Boss Cowboy. We are not only members, but we were the president. We even spoke to him about the movement. When he was not playing, I spoke to Jordan Lewis and asked him how he felt about not playing.
Yep.
And I can tell you this: when you talk to a player, you know the number one thing you can always say is the film says.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna post that. I might actually post that video tomorrow. The film says that you're one of the best corners out here, at least top 3. But when I'm out here, Jordan Lewis, I don't see you playing.
Right.
What's up with that, Jordan Lewis? This is training camp.
But that's the same lobby. And see, Jaquez, my boy, man. Jaquez said this.
He's my boy too, but he be giving me problems sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, man.
He give me problems too, but sometimes
I ain't gonna lie. It gotta be like a Thursday before me and him to be cool.
But see, look, he keeping me tight on this because he right on this. He said Josh Jones struggling coverage. See, that's why you my boy, Jaquez. You my boy, bro.
That's why I said he's a banger. That's why I said he's a banger.
I'm not saying he's squaring the hips. He is. You right. So if I was to prioritize who I would want to see out there, I would want to see Wilson and Josh Jones.
I can ask a question. When do you start expecting guys to get better, man, under Chris Richard? Because, how is it that, guys are coming and they're leaving with the same traits that they had when they left? What the heck are we doing? Are we just calling plays or are we coaching? Because, see, this is the thing. Coaching is calling plays, but are we teaching? Are you actually teaching? And it feels like there's a lot of coaching going on, but it don't feel like there's a lot of teaching going on. And the reason why I don't think there's a lot of teaching going on is because I see the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Repeat offenders, repeat mistakes is usually on the teacher. Unfortunately, that's how it is. When I was a district manager at T-Mobile, I used to tell my managers, yo, if you have a sales rep that's making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over, it's probably you. That's probably you. Because you didn't explain something right. And if you got more than one person doing it, it's for sure you. And if you got 5 or 6, yeah, we're probably going to let you go. What do you mean? But the store sucks. Yeah, I know. But it's easier to replace you than it is all of them.
Man, my thoughts on right now, Chris Richard, I'm looking at the improvement of Awuzie. I'm looking at the improvement of Awuzie, Cheeto, and
William Neal. Look at William's comment.
Well, William say, good point on Richard. I'm waiting to see how Westry. Yep, that too.
My thing is this, bro. Why is it when Anthony Brown went down, why didn't Chris Richard fight for one of his young bucks to get a chance? Yeah, that's what your DB coach is supposed to do. Bro, when I played semi-pro my last year, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was 31 years old. You know what I'm talking about? I was slow. You know what I'm saying? But my DB coach fought for me to get on the field. And you know what I did? I made plays. Why? Because a lot of these youngsters, man, they didn't understand route combinations the way I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I should have really been playing safety. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got that screw. Like Boss said, you gotta have that screw. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I played corner. I went back to playing what was normal to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you just got to get.
But Coach Dixon, that's why I have so much respect for him, and y'all hear me talk about him all the time. That was my coach my last 3 years. When I first got there, he was like, yo, no, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter about this. He's not gonna let you get off the line, and that was my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the film said that there was no matter what I did, no matter how lucky socks I wore, I was not going to be faster than you on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You know that feeling with boss when you playing that wide receiver, and it's like, damn, no matter what I think or try, he's still going to be faster than me. If we get into a foot-on-foot race, he's going to outrun me. So you know what I got to do? Make sure that never happens. You know what I'm saying? Your DB coach is supposed to fight for you, bro. Like, I don't even... Chris Richard, let's just be real. It's after 9. It's after 9 in Dallas. So we can be funky right now. Chris Richard didn't even fight for Jordan Lewis. Keep it 100. And that's the reason why I don't want him as my head coach. I don't trust you, bro. Like, how could you not fight for the clearly the best player? Think about this. If Anthony Brown does not get hurt, we don't have Jordan Lewis's 5? Then we got 4 sacks. Don't even talk about the interceptions. The boys, if I'm not mistaken, he's your 3rd leading sack leader right now. None of that happens because you preferred Anthony Brown, who gave up 13 touchdowns, over Jordan Lewis, who told Dez, you might have whooped my ass this time, but just like that doctor who slapped me on my ass, I'm still looking for him too. That's what Jordan Lewis told Dez. Rookie Jordan Lewis. After Dez had just scored on him. He got up, he threw the ball at Dez and said, man, just like that doctor that slapped me on my ass, I'm looking for him too. You ain't going to be whooping me. And Chris Richard left that guy on the bench for Anthony Brown.
And see, my thing is, man, when I think about that, I think Chris Richard is sometimes under the same dilemma that Jason Garrett is, right? That because they are dealing with the players every day, they get the blame, right? But there are certain things that sometimes your front office actually starts the problem, but then you the person that got to deal with, and you the person everybody go point to.
Yeah.
Like, for instance.
Good point.
Just for example, like these contracts with Dak and Cooper, right? And all this public speak that Jerry and Steven do that can be distractions and noise as you trying to get prepared for a game. But guess who got to clean that up?
The coaches, Jason Garrett, all the other coaches who got to go out there and make this thing work.
And then it's almost like our front office can put Jason Garrett and Chris Richard in a rock and a hard place to where they thinking about their future and their ambition mixed with being responsible to do what their bosses want them to do. Because you can't tell me, and when you hear people like Cole Beasley say front office pushes who they want to get the ball to, maybe he was disgruntled. Sure, you can maybe believe that. But I also believe this, that when there's smoke, sometimes there's fire. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to believe that Chris Richard don't have eyes like me. I'm not going to believe it. You know what I mean? To where he didn't see that Jordan Lewis was the clear, better nickel guy and potentially corner.
And he sure didn't fight for him.
And maybe he fought for him, but then that's why I'm saying you in the rock and the hard place. You over here knowing if I buck them, they gonna mess around and get rid of me, right? So let me do it their way. And it's almost like I feel like Jason Garrett go through that. You know what I mean? It's like, because to me, it's so many different things that happens on the offense and defense that's similar to what happened with Lewis. Like what's going on with Joe right now versus Witten.
We all know they just want Jason Witten to get that touchdown record.
Right.
Once he gets that touchdown record, it's gonna be over. He'll probably get it the Washington game so he can, do his thing in there.
And I'm not covering for Chris Richard. And this is where I agree with you on this, where he wouldn't be a good head coach for us. Because once somebody breaks you, you already broken.
Yep, he's been broken since that first Philadelphia game.
Yeah, he's broken. So and from that standpoint, you don't want him to be your head coach when Steven know he can go to him and tell him who's gonna be his starter. Or when Jerry Jones can say, hey, you know what? I know you said that Jarwin guy is looking good, but we kind of want to kind of run it with Witten. We think that he's a little bit more stable here. And see, you already know Jason Garrett is broken and he's broken. So we all want a new guy if we get rid of Jason Garrett to come in here and have moxie, political intelligence, communication skills that can actually plead a case to back them up.
And that's why it will not be Urban Meyer. You want to know why? Because Urban Meyer already kissing butt. Like how you, the dude ain't even fired. Like if I'm Jason Garrett, I see Urban Meyer, I'm like, bro, I swear I'm a kid. If I'm Jason Garrett, we beefing. Like, bro, you would picked up going, yeah, I would love to be the job, and then when you see me, you gonna shake my hand. Nah, bro, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? You plotting, you cupcaking.
Cause see, you want a coach that'll come in here like Bill Parcells. See, Bill Parcells, when he came in here with his own resume.
What you need is a coach who don't need the Dallas Cowboys. What you need is a coach who we need them more than they need us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get a coach who's been fired and he's looking for a job because he's unemployed and he's just thirsty, like, bro, you sound like, bro, okay, we get it. Put your application in. We're going to hit you at the end of the season. Chill out. How many times you going to tell us you're interested in a job? To be honest with you, if I was Urban Meyer and where I think he's ultimately going to go, he's going to go to Cleveland. It makes so much sense for him to go to Cleveland. He went to Youngstown State. He coached at Youngstown State. He coached at Ohio State. Now you're going to coach the Cleveland Browns. Think about this. Think about the PR.
It would work. That's the perfect.
For the Cleveland Browns, Hurley and Urban Meyer, all those Ohio State fans are going to come right into the stadium.
Facts.
It makes so much sense. Freddie Kitchens has lost that team. They've lost that team. And Odell Beckham already said that he's committed to 2020, so you know what that means? They told Odell Beckham, hey, stop telling people we want to get traded because we're going to fire the coach. Don't trip. We just got to get through these 2 games. But stop saying that. That ain't cool. All right? We're going to fire him. Fred Kitchens going to get fired. And when they fire him, Urban Meyers is the best. Like, honestly, for Urban Meyers' career, Cleveland makes so much sense. Like, he don't even really got to be, he can be semi-successful. You know what I'm saying? His legacy of what he's done in that area already, bruh, it's going to increase the fans.
It would make sense, and he's definitely lobbying for a head coaching job right now.
But Dallas nah, bro. If you get Urban Meyer, bro, he's gonna be controlled by Jerry.
But one thing that'll let us know for sure if this whoever coach that we might get going forward, right, is a puppet. One thing that'll let you know for sure if we retain a majority of our coaching staff.
This boy said stats show we won a Super Bowl when we had a college coach. That was 25 years ago, bro. Stop it. Nothing is relevant if you ain't did it in 25 years.
But yeah, that'll let us know for sure if we have a puppet again, because that means that the negotiation between this potential coach and Jerry and Steven went bad. Because what kind of coach doesn't go in there with his own people that he knows and trusts? And that
kiss butt.
So if that's going to be the number one clue that it's going to be Jason Garrett part 2.
A kiss butt. If he don't come in here and be like, no, I don't want this guy, I don't want that guy, I don't want this guy. If he just comes in here and just uses everything, you know what he said in this interview? Hey man, don't just bring me in and I can just fix it. Like, nah, bruh. Like, a real head coach comes in like that Arizona guy. He's like, nope, I love the guy you drafted with the 10th over pick. I love him. He's a good guy, Josh Rosen. I know he said he was a good guy, but yeah, he's not my quarterback. Yeah. If you want me to be your head coach, I'm going to have to get my quarterback.
Right.
They're going to hire a guy that sells them that they can do this the best. I can do what you want me to do, Jerry. The best. Whoever sells that story the best is going to get the job. And guess what? Yeah. That's not the guy we need. So that's why I'm out on Urban Meyer. No kiss butts. I'm cool.
Yeah, and I like Urban, but at the same time, I know he comes with liability. The way that he actually lobbied for the job, but it also could be that Urban is wise to where he played his cards right. He might be a chess player, and we might be looking at it as checkers. You know what I mean? To where maybe you just kind of lobby for the job, but now you kind of using, going to the Redskins games and kind of showing that you have pull in other areas. At the end of the day, I'm going to be looking for somebody that can do the current job that Jason Garrett is doing better. And I'm not even at this point trying to get rid of Jason Garrett anymore because we're 2 games away from trying to get in the playoffs. So there's no use talking about getting rid of Jason Garrett with 2 games going into the playoffs. So at this point, I want to say if Jason Garrett gets fired, right? So, it's one of those things to where, whoever we get and whoever works with the Dallas Cowboys, I just want them to be able to do a better job. Because if you break down Jason Garrett's job right now, he really responsible for game flow, critical decisions, clock management, and preparing the team and making sure they're mentally ready to play. Those are the 4 things that he's supposed to do. So when we got Bill Parcells did all of that and was a master teacher of all positions. He was a master teacher. Urban Meyer is also a master teacher. He's a master teacher. He can teach both sides of the ball. He knows it very well. I mean, he's like a PhD, right? But at the same time, I want somebody, even if you're not just exponentially all over. So let's say if it's like Riviera, right, who just got fired. Can you do those 4 things? Can you get these guys prepared to play and to play hard? Or is it going to be some times that we get some Buffalo games out of you or Chicago games out of you? Can you get these guys to play hard? When you sitting there driving and it's the Minnesota game and you got a 57-yard field goal, are you going to punt it or are you going to say, let's go for it? If it's 4th and 1 on our 20, are you going to punt it or are you going to go for it? I want somebody that's smart in those critical decisions that give us a better edge to win.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a really good point. I mean, and because at the end of the day, man, like I also want to see it like this. It's like, I'm going to tell you the real telltale I think is going to be on your next head coach is, are they going to call plays or are they not? Because if you come in here and you're like, I'm the head coach and I'm not going to call plays, then basically you're going to do exactly what Jason Garrett did. So right. I think at that point, the best person who can be Jason Garrett is Jason Garrett. I mean, you can't be nobody else because everybody else is taken. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to hire a Jason Garrett, keep the one you got. And you got to think like this, man. Jerry Jones, at his old age, and this is something I heard on talk radio, but it's so true. Man, at his old age is less inclined to make a change. Why? Because there's the hiccup of, like he said about, I don't think it's going to be a college coach, especially what Stephen Jones said. Stephen Jones said that college coaches have to have, it takes time for them to get ramped up. And to be honest with you, I think they feel that time is against them. So they're not looking for a guy that can come in and have to ramp up in 2-3 years. They're not looking for that. They're coming for a guy that's gonna add on to what they did. So if we go to division this year, they're looking for a guy that's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take you to the Super Bowl." Why? Because Jerry Jones we all about to be going to Dallas in our black and blue suits. Y'all know what it is.
Hey, one thing on that though, West Coast, I didn't believe that at all. I think that was a smokescreen like they threw out there for the safeties this year for the draft.
What?
Like when they said that because when they asked him about the coach from OU, right? Lincoln Riley, right? And no, they asked him about Urban. Then you turn around and kind of talk about him, but then you kind of downplay, which is crazy.
But it wasn't a true statement, though. It was a true statement.
It really wasn't, because at the same time,
college coaches have come in this league and been well.
But when you think about the example he used, Jimmy Johnson, you're not that dumb, Jerry. No way you go put because he said 1-15 with Jimmy, and it's like no.
This team is too talented to go 1-15.
Right, and so I think what he was really doing is what sometimes you got to do as an owner, especially when you talking about people that other people might want, right? Just like the draft. You see what I'm saying?
That's why I think, honestly,
like the pattern that me and you peeped this year was this. Their number one thing that they say is never the real thing. So, like, what was they saying in the offseason with the draft? They sent out Gil Bryant.
We're going to get a safety. We're going to get a safety.
Brought in 7 safeties to the 30 visit. All the signals said that they was going safety at 58. If you had any kind of logical aptitude, you thought it was safety. You swore it was safety because they sent all kind of false signals that it was safety. But guess what they was also saying? DT. But was they putting a lot of energy on DT? No. Was they really trying to sell us on DT? No. So the real motive was the second motive The false one was the first one. I think that's kind of what they're doing. Where they saying, we're not interested in college coaches, which mean more than likely you are, in my opinion. It just me trying to interpret Jerrynomics, and I could be very wrong on this, but from where I've been kind of watching them, because they did the same thing in 2018 when they got Leighton Vander Esch, right? What was the signals they were sending out in 2018? Receiver. Because when you was at the draft, right, you said who's the receiver that you said Riley, who's Ridley? You said Ridley, and you said watch this, and then the boy said Leighton Vander Esch, pick 19. My boy West Coast fella. But see, they sent out so much strong signals on that. How could you not think that they was doing them? Who did they send out as the first people? They sent out who did they send out? Irvin? Yeah. They sent out Irvin and they sent out Drew Pearson, bro. So it's almost like when they throw out obvious signals, I don't buy the first ones, bro. I've been watching them play poker. They got a pattern of how they play.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, with all that being said, man, I think the Dallas Cowboys are definitely, with this Philadelphia game, man, I think the Dallas Cowboys are definitely going to be able to prepare themselves and, be able to execute. Before we get up out of here, man, we've been on here about an hour and 20 minutes, man. Just want to wrap up things. I want to end it off with a playoff section just so you guys understand what is going on with your Dallas Cowboys. I told you guys that the playoffs started last week, but I mean, realistically, like this week, it's really, really starts because the Dallas Cowboys going to Philadelphia, and not only will we theoretically, by beating the Philadelphia, you will end their season. You will also, promote yourselves to the playoffs because you're going to be the division champs. The reason why you'll be the division champs is because you will have beaten each team in your division twice, except for Washington, who has a record who can't be better than yours. They can't win no more than like 6 games or something if they went out, and we already have 7 or something like that. So, even with it, the Dallas Cowboys would still win the division. So, the Dallas Cowboys got to go out there in Philly and get this dub. Now, I'm gonna touch on the contingency plan. Obviously, even if the Dallas Cowboys were to misstep in this game, you still have the Washington opportunity because then Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia will be even going into Week 17, and we play Washington, so we would have to beat them to win, and then we would still have the better division win because then we would only have one division win when they would have 2. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas Cowboys, man, the number one thing that we need to know is win your 2 games, period. To be honest with you, we are looking to win 5 more games this season. 2 in the regular season and 3 in the postseason. Go 5-0, you get a ring, man. 5-0, you get a ring. That's what it is. 5-0, you get a ring. No matter who it is, no matter what their record is, at this point, records don't matter. Because think about this: the team that we play in the first round of the playoffs will have a better regular season record than us. That is for sure. Whatever team that we play in the first round will for sure have won at least 1 to 2 games more than us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think we have to beat Philly this game.
We got to, man, because it's about keeping that fire, man. That it's going to be very hard to get a fire going in one game against Washington. We got to get this game.
Philly gets in if they win out, and I think they win out because I don't think New York is serious. I don't think New York is serious about trying to win games. I think they're in draft mode now. I think they're trying to tank. Mm-hmm. So if they beat us, they automatically go be the division champs, and we'll be picking 10 in the draft. So this is you right. The playoffs start now. The playoffs have started. This is win or go home. And this is where Dak also gets a chance to separate himself from even a little bit of Romo, right? Because a lot of Romo's seasons came down to these must-win games at the end. And if you want to be known as a legendary quarterback,
you got to win them.
You got to win these games.
I remember that one game, man. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I remember there was this one game. Cowboys were trying to get an 8-8, and we had to beat Philadelphia in the final. I forget what year it is, man. We had to beat Philadelphia in the final game of the season, and Romo got hurt. I was a younger-minded man, so I didn't really understand how injuries like really work. Like, if he was hurt. And that whole game, bro, I just kept, while Kyle Orton was out there sucking, I was thinking at some point it's going to get so bad that Tony Romo's going to come in. And he never did. Kyle Orton threw that damn interception on the screen pass and the game was over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so this is a chance for Dak to close out strong for a lot of reasons. Like, because he has a couple of opportunities that can differentiate him. So, like, if you're able to even kind of go out strong on Philly, the game is already tailor-made for you to be able to throw if your finger not tripping, if your shoulder not tripping. But it's tailor-made for you to come out with 350. That's going to put you easily with a 300 or less than that versus the Redskins, and you can break his record. Because especially if you're fighting for money, a couple of things you want on your resume at the end. You want to be an alternate in this Pro Bowl. You want that on your resume. You want to be able to say, in 4 years, I made it to the playoffs 3 times. Mm-hmm. Right? You
and
also
3
want to
Pro
say,
Bowls.
and 3 Pro Bowls. And on top of that, I put a cherry on it. I'm the franchise leader and record breaker on yards.
And rushing touchdowns.
And rushing touchdowns in this great, rich history of our franchise.
So even if you let me go, my name will still be here.
My name is going to be fantastic. People, Dallas fans might cry about it, but it's a whole lot of people that'll look at somebody that led a team to 3 playoff appearances in 4 years as a major upgrade to their current situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Dak.
But there's so many people out there that believe that don't nobody want Dak. It's amazing to me.
No,
ask Miami. Go ask a Miami fan. If all y'all folks out there who don't think Dak's a good quarterback, I encourage you to find a Miami Dolphins fan and ask them would you take Dak? Boy, we'll take him in all his flaws. I promise you they'll say it.
Right. So, and when the pressure is like that, West Coast, I think all of us should start kind of saying, because at this point we got 4 years of a pattern to say, whenever Dak is under the gun, he comes through.
Jamet says weather's supposed to be 40 with no rain or snow, wind. We should be able to do what we want offensively. Love that. That's how we end the show on that right there.
Yeah, it's tailor made for Dak to do what he does to end strong. Plus, it's almost personal to a degree.
Yeah, and then think about this: New York, bro, it was pretty damn cold last year in New York when he lit them boys up, and Zeke wasn't even playing.
But I want to say this about this Philly game. It's certain people that drive you because of they came out with you.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if anybody know history about the Lakers and Boston, the thing about Larry Bird and
Magic,
it was that they came out the draft together. And they always was compared to each other the entire time. And so this is your time, Dak, to actually go at the guy that was drafted number 2 overall, right? And the guy that they said our offseason was just way better than you, got a better arm than you, that he just clearly, your own fans saying that about you. So it's so much about this Philly game that should be personal to him.
Yeah. And I think big games with my boy Dak be balling, so you guys already know what it is. But hey, bro, let Boss Cowboy, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, Boss Cowboy Sports. Please go to my page. I still got that article out there. I want to thank everybody that actually went on there and shared it. Those shares went way up after I asked y'all to do that yesterday. I want y'all to do that one more time because we really trying to get that information out there about being an adaptable offense. Because a lot of people falling for the propaganda of the media and they keep saying, this is Zeke's team, and the way to win is you get behind 21, you give him about 30 carries, and then you just let Dak be a game manager. No, that's not the way to win. Because at least in these playoffs, somebody we go face will more than likely have an answer for our running game.
Yeah, because in the playoffs, the way you win playoffs is being able to run and stopping your opponent from being able to run.
Exactly.
Because there's not a lot of points scored in playoff games.
So the information out there is trash. And they usually coming from the most trusted people, like Shannon Sharp and all of them. And they the ones saying that stuff. And people will look at him and say, he's a Hall of Famer. He knows what he's talking about. So then they'll just go repeat it and parrot it. But no, it's not right. Like, we need to be an adaptable offense. We need to be an offense that tests the run game. If it's working, you keep doing it. If it's not working, you abandon it and you use Zeke in different ways and you go through Dak's arm. That's what we want to be as an offense. An offense that's adaptable and that knows the flow of the game and goes with the flow.
Yeah, and so also Carson Wentz has 44 fumbles. Oh my God.
Say that again?
His 44 fumbles.
Bro. So my point is, if we saying our voice matter, which it does, like I'm not gonna put this out there, but it was a player that was talking to West Coast. He not gonna want me to say who, but it was a player that he was talking to, and he said, bro, I get your videos and it works and it matters. You gotta keep putting out the information you putting out. This is a player on our team that went to West Coast, not like, what's your name? Who are you? He went to him and said, hey, yo, West Coast, I want to talk to you real quick. You know, obviously it's a confidential situation, but our voice matters and our voice works, but you got to treat it like it's a democracy. Go to my page, share it, do a little bit of work. That's it. And if you do that, we all can rest well and say we did our part to really try to help us get to that ring in 2019.
Hey.
If you do nothing, then you got nothing to complain about.
Buddha says 44 degrees with made cheesesteak smoke in the air. You heard that? Hey, Buddha, you going to the game? But hey, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy West Coast. I appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Got a bunch of videos going to be dropping. I appreciate everybody on YouTube that rock with us tonight, man. I know I got to get better at reading YouTube comments, but I appreciate you, Vato, Odessa, Texas, out there, Nelson. Vato again, a lot of people over there on YouTube, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hey man, you already know what it is. Never look down because the star's up.
Thanks for watching, Antoine.
Thanks for watching West Coast. Go Cowboys.
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us with Dallas Cowboys Scout.
Appreciate
My
it.
man West Coast from this buck. Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know, it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!